So welcome to Boxing Media Hub, sponsored by Falcon Contracting and boxbets.co.uk. And with me now, I've got Tom Welland. How you doing, Tom?
How you doing, mate? I'm all good, thank you.
Mate, I bet you're buzzing. Can we say fight week yet? I suppose
we can now. My camp's finished now. The camp's finished. So it is technically fight week now. I've got a couple of days rest over the weekend and then fight week mode coming into Monday and getting weight down and that sort of thing. Last little bit of weight to come off and just getting focused, getting up to the venue, doing what I have to do and then just fighting on the Friday.
Yeah, honestly, mate. Well, I'm buzzing for it. And Channel 5 as well. Great exposure for you as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as much exposure for me as possible. Any exposure is good exposure at this time of my career. It's all about building at the moment, all about learning and taking on whoever gets in the ring in front of me at the moment and just making sure that I'm putting in the good performances and do the business every time and making sure that I turn heads and making people know that who I am and where I come from and just making myself known to people at the moment. That's the best place. And to do that on Channel 5, I mean, last year got over 10 million views for the boxing. So what better exposure to get than that?
Especially a lad of your age turning pro. That's quite unheard of, isn't it? To turn so early. But mate, looking based on your last fight, it's your game, isn't it? It's what you do.
Yeah, obviously, I've had this quite a bit. Like people saying that I might be a bit young or whatever. But to be honest, I did enough as an amateur. I didn't need to do any more. I didn't even compete as a senior as an amateur because I was the time of the championships. I was away. I was in the Philippines for training over there, so I didn't get a chance to do a senior. But when I came back, it was either for me, it was amateurs in England, just keep doing what I'm doing, just going around in circles and not getting anywhere, or fighting with the Philippines. And right, that door was ajar, but there wasn't a full opportunity there. So it was a bit hit and miss really. So when I came back, for me, it was either go around in the same circles that I've been going around for the last 5 years, or turn pro. And I decided to turn pro. And there was a lot of speculation about my age, but I do think, especially in my last fight, I think I proved a lot of people wrong there with my age.
Yeah. And to be fair, only you know. It's not really about anyone else. It's your journey at the end of the day, and you know you've got to do what's right for you, haven't you? If some people turn in their 40s and they're in the wrong for turning in their 40s. So no one's ever at a right time in the eyes of other people. It's what you want to do on your way, mate.
Definitely. I mean, there's always going to be people will always have something to say. There's always a critic somewhere like you're too old, you're too young, you're too inexperienced, you're too this, you're too that. There's always something to say. All you can do is take it with a pinch of salt and just get on with it. Like you just got to focus on yourself, and that's it. Like you're never going to please everyone. You can't please everyone. All you can do is just focus on yourself and let the crowd do the talking, and that's what this year's all about for me.
Yeah. Well, and as I say, last year you certainly did it. Your debut was absolutely cracking, mate. November, you've crammed in two within a month almost. Francisco Rodriguez, you dispatched him, and then the last one, Zanoli. Whether he's ever going to fight again, I don't know. But you battered him, didn't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit of a bloodbath. It was a bit of a bloodbath, to be honest. I mean. They offered to give me his gloves back afterwards, and I was like, absolutely not. You can keep them, mate. Like you take them home with you. I don't want them. But yeah, I don't know. Listen, I don't know whether he'll fight again. I hope he does fight again because I was like, everyone's a boxer. But like, it's not personal. So I hope he does fight again. But he was a broken man after that fight, unfortunately. But I don't think the referee did him any favours. His corner definitely didn't do him any favours. No. But listen, it is what it is. It was good rounds for me, good exposure for me, and it was 6 rounds under my belt, and went the distance for the first time in my career. So again, another learning curve.
Yeah, 100%, mate. We've got some people coming in the chat now. Jam has put, "Hey Joel, hey Tom. Tom lost to Alfie Hedges by a split decision on his debut. That must have been tough to take. I don't know if he's."
I remember this fight. It was my first amateur championships. I got to a semi-final.
Cool, he's going back. He's digging on you.
Yeah, that is a long time ago. That is. I do remember it though. It was my first.
Yeah, thanks, Jam.
Loss. I do remember that. That was my first loss. Back in. It was before COVID, probably 2018, maybe. So yeah, it's got to be 5 years ago now. He beat me. It was my 9th fight. He beat me in the semi-final. And then the year after, the championship after that, I drew him again in the final. So he got beaten the day after he beat me, and then the year after, I got him in the final. So it was 1 and 2 in the country again. And I should have stopped him that time. Really, I'm a bit disheartened I didn't. But I got him out there 5. It was a 5-0 win, so I got my revenge in the end. We didn't get a third fight, unfortunately, but yeah, no, that was another learning experience as well. That was different for me. My first loss, first time losing. I didn't like it. I'm not going to lie, it wasn't nice. But listen, it is what it is.
Yeah, as you say, you know, a loss comes a learning curve, doesn't it? And that's how you got to take it.
100%.
And Jams made me feel sick that you're only 19. I think it's ridiculous, mate. Absolutely ridiculous. Make me feel really old now. And James has come in and he said, Tom is a tough, courageous young man who is to be commended for his fearless talent as an excellent role model. God,
Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
That's a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's nice to hear. Obviously, listen, when I was young, there was a lot of people that helped me along the way. I mean, there's one name that I can name who's an up and coming pro now. Someone much young, a bloke called George Liddard, is a super middleweight. I'll never forget it. My first like gym show, if you like, down at Dagenham Boxing Club. I've only been boxing about 8 weeks, maybe 2-3 months. And he's not much older than me. He's only a couple of years older than me. But he came down. He was in the corner for my first gym bout, and ever since then, he was a well-established amateur at that time. He won 3 or 4 national titles by then. I think he represented England and whatever else. But I remember then, like, he took the time out of his day to come and help me then. And from then onwards, it's nice to know that people, like, they will help you if you're a likable character. If you get on well with people, you don't upset anyone, they will take the time out to help you. And like, there is good people in the sport of boxing. You just got to find them. That's it.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. Well said. And yeah, as I say, massive for you this coming Friday. I am buzzing for it, mate. Honestly,
Thank you.
I love Channel 5 boxing. Always been a fan of it. They always seem to do decent fights, 50-50s. They really put sort of boxing back on terrestrial telly with a bang. And we need more of it, really, mate, to be honest. So
definitely.
It's great that you're there. And as you say, Baraou versus Eggington, cracker for a headliner.
Yeah, it's a great fight. It's an absolutely wonderful fight.
Are you happy to share your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, of course. It goes one of 2 ways for me. Sam Eggington either gets completely outboxed, or Sam Eggington just completely smothers him and takes him out of his comfort zone. I don't think there'll be much in between. I do think there is a possibility that Sam Eggington will try and smother him and Baraou will try and match him inside, but I'm not sure how long he'll stay there inside with Sam Eggington, just because of his experience, and he's done it all of his career. He knows how to take a skillful fighter out of his comfort zone. He's done it his whole life. He has. The whole time he's been boxing, he's never been known to be very skillful. He's just known to be very tough and just keep coming. You can hit him with a sledgehammer, he'll keep coming. You know, and I think for a skillful fighter, that's someone's worst nightmare. But again, can Baraou keep away with his jab and box around him? Again, it's a possibility, and one that I've not made my mind up yet on how that fight goes, to be honest. But listen, you can't take anything away from it. It'll be a cracking fight and a great fight to start off the year for Channel 5.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Jams quickly jumped in and he's put, what would be the dream fight for Tom, the long-term dream fight? Is there anyone you've got on your radar? Obviously early on in your career, but do you look down the line and think, God, I'd love a dust-up with him?
Yeah, I've got a few of mine. Obviously, I'm competing at super bantamweight at the moment. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be at super bantamweight, but we're hoping for 18 months to 2 years. But if I'm there long enough and he's still in the division, obviously he's got all the belts at the moment. I wouldn't shy away from a fight with Inoue if I get to that level and he's still there. Yeah, I would love a fight with Inoue. What a fighter! Again,
what a privilege to get in.
A pound for pound great. Yeah, a pound for pound great, and to get in there and have a go with him, that would be a great fight. If I go through the weights, like if I got up to featherweight, I don't know. I'm not sure about featherweight. I'm not sure. There's a couple like big like domestic fights at featherweight. Maybe like obviously you've got Zelfa Barrett and Jordan Gill fighting sometime in April, I think, or March. I'm not quite sure. But again, that's a good fight. Or is that super? I don't know. But that Zelfa Barrett and Jordan Gill, that's a good fight. I'd like a fight with one of them two. Just whoever really. Like I'd just take it. Whoever's at the same level as me at the right time will entertain any fight.
This is it. It's timing, isn't it?
It can't right now in my career. I can't say right. I want to fight him. I want to fight him. I want to fight him because realistically, I'm still learning. This is my third fight card next weekend.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't particularly say I want to fight him. I want to fight him when I'm not really at that level yet. I've still got a lot of learning to do, and if they're still there, if I get to that level and they're still there, 100%, we'll fight. We'll fight anyone. Like it's not personal. It is just boxing. Like I'm not one to entertain a big build up. I mean, if they give it to me, I'm not shy to give it back. But we'll entertain fights with anyone. Just whoever's at the right time and the right opportunities for me, really.
100%. Yeah, like Jam said, you have to dream. You've got to have your vision.
Of course.
You've got to have your goal. At the end of the day, otherwise, why bother? You know, you come into sport with your goals and what you want to achieve, and you know that is the amazing thing that you have on your side is your youth. That's a major. You know, you've taken your experience really early on, and you've said, well, actually, I'm going to apply that into the trade that I want now. And you're going straight for it. So honestly,
this
Tom,
is one of those things where I've got youth on my side. I don't need to rush. Like I'm not 20. I'm not 20 until August, so I'm only like 19 and a half, really. So I've got so much time, and obviously there has been talks of maybe a youth world title for the end of the year. But again, why rush? You don't need to rush. We've got loads of time on our hands. Obviously, I'm contracted to a certain amount of fights a year anyway. So we'll just get in and just see what happens, and we'll see what the end of the year comes, and we're looking to build this year, looking to lay the foundations for 2024, and then really start climbing the ranks in 25.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. And as you say, I think personally, 2024 massive year for boxing. Just generally, well, we got the touch of Saudi Arabia last year, and now we've got the buzz of what's to come this year. And I think we're all on that bandwagon now, aren't we, as to what could be. You know, so special. So, you know, as a boxing fan yourself, what fights are you looking forward to, Tom?
This year, I'm looking obviously Joshua Ngannou. I think that's a great fight. As much as I think it's got a lot of stick, this Joshua Ngannou fight. Obviously, with Ngannou coming off of the Fury controversial decision, whatever. But I do think Ngannou deserves. I wouldn't say. It's hard to say whether he deserves that shot, because did he really deserve the shot against Fury? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But put him in there with Fury. He's gone 12 rounds. He's gone the distance. He put him down. He probably did deserve the shot against Joshua. So I do think he's taken a lot of stick in Ngannou for the last.
It's now intriguing, isn't it? It's now intriguing.
Of course, it's quite intriguing now, because obviously, and it's also a mutual opponent for Joshua and Fury. So you can sort of not compare them both, but you can sort of look at it and think Joshua did that well with Ngannou and Fury did that well with Ngannou.
Yeah.
You can see how they both compared with each other. But there's some great fights. You've got Haney and Garcia that's just been moved to New York in April. That's a great fight as well. That's probably the first super fight of the season, really, I'd say. And I'm a massive fan of David Benavidez. I'd love to see Benavidez and Canelo this year. I think that's a great fight. I was absolutely in awe when Benavidez fought Caleb Plant last year. And I think why beat around the bush anymore for Benavidez? The Canelo fight's there.
It's there. Yeah.
It's right there. There's no need to beat around the bush anymore. I do think Benavidez is trying to push that fight. I think it's more Canelo that's been like, maybe not. Whether it's because of the Mexican heritage and whatever, only Canelo and his team know that. But that's my dream fight for 24, definitely.
And when you're talking about beating around the bush, we talk about finally Taylor Catterall too.
Oh, that's taken its time. That has for the rematch as well.
2 years.
That has really taken its time. I do think it's too late. It's a great fight now, but this should have happened a year ago. Like I get bigger and better things for Taylor and whatever else. He's gone to fought Teofimo Lopez. He's had a lovely payday from there. And I think this is even though I think it's a bit late, it's probably the right time for both of their careers. Taylor's coming off of a loss against Teofimo Lopez. Jack Catterall's on the rise. So really, I think at this time, both of their careers, Jack Catterall wins. He knows what level he's boxing at. Josh Taylor wins. He knows that he's still at that level that he was before. If Josh Taylor loses, then he knows really he might be on a bit of a decline, because he's obviously Jack Catterall's, as much as he's a nice boxer and he's a very disciplined boxer, he's got nothing on Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. And as much as Jack can get to that level, there's no reason why he can't get to that level. Right now in his career, he doesn't touch Teofimo, so he knows what level he can get to. But for Josh Taylor, this is a must-win fight, and for Jack Catterall, if this isn't a win, if this isn't a fight he wins, he's sort of not back to square one, but it takes 2 or 3 steps back. So it's a very intriguing fight as well in terms of styles. So
Yeah, I think we're being spoiled, aren't we? We are being spoiled.
we are being spoiled already this year. We are.
But yeah, as I say, Tom, I wish you all the best, mate, for next Friday.
Thank you very much appreciated.
Looking forward to an absolute cracker from you, and the main event and everything else to come this year. But Tom, you're right in professional boxing at the right time, mate. This is where it's just going to lift off. And I think we're going to see the best of boxing that we've had for a long time, to be fair. So, yeah, there's a lot of love in here for you, mate. Definitely, man.
Thank you very much.
Tom seems a top lad. Love how he handled himself.
Thank you very much.
Tom, you're on
Thank
it.
you.
So,
thank you for the kind words. Thank you.
Honestly, Tom, you hold yourself up really well, mate, and really nice lad. So keep
Thank
up,
you very
keep
much.
being you.
Appreciated.
Keep being you more than anything. You're slowly getting darker, so I'll let you go.
Oh, no, sorry, mate. I forgot to turn the light on. There you go.
It's all right, mate. Don't worry.
Sorry,
you can just see the conservatories closing in.
Oh, no. It was raining a minute ago. It was actually, you probably won't be able to hear me. There was hailstones a minute ago, but the weather's on my side today.
Honestly, mate. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for speaking to me. Thank you.
Yeah, stay in touch as well, mate. And we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you for all the kind words. Thank you.
No problem. Take care, Tom. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, mate. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.